Welcome to my channel World of Coins, the place where history meets treasure. Here, every coin tells a story, from the oldest United States classics that shaped our past to the newest rare discoveries that amaze collectors today. If you love the thrill of uncovering hidden value, exploring the beauty of design, and learning the secrets behind coins worth fortunes, then you're in the right place. Join us as we dive deep into the world of rare U.S. coins, both old and new, and reveal the fascinating details that make them priceless. Top 1. The year 2009 holds a special place in the history of American coinage, especially when it comes to the Lincoln 1-cent penny. This humble coin, often passed from hand to hand without much thought, was minted in a year that celebrated the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. But what makes the 2009 Lincoln penny so extraordinary is not just its commemorative purpose, it's the story, the artistry, and the hidden rarities that have made collectors across the country search tirelessly for this remarkable piece of American history. In 2009, the United States Mint released 4 different reverse designs for the Lincoln cent. Each design represented a unique chapter in Lincoln's life, from his humble beginnings in Kentucky to his time as a lawyer in Illinois, to his political career in Washington, D.C., and finally, the completion of the U.S. Capitol dome symbolizing his presidency. It was the first time since 1959 that the reverse design of the penny was changed, and collectors were thrilled to see Lincoln's legacy come to life through these miniature works of art. The first of these designs is known as the Birth and Early Childhood in Kentucky. It depicts a simple log cabin, a nod to Lincoln's birthplace near Hodgenville, Kentucky. This design captures the spirit of Lincoln's humble origins, a man who rose from poverty to become one of the greatest presidents in American history. The level of detail in the log cabin, even on such a tiny coin, is a testament to the mint's dedication to honoring Lincoln's roots. The second design is the Formative Years in Indiana, showing a young Lincoln sitting on a log, reading a book while taking a break from his work as a rail splitter. This image tells a powerful story of perseverance and the thirst for knowledge, qualities that defined Lincoln's character and shaped his future. Collectors love this design for its emotional resonance and the beautiful way it connects education with hard work. Next came the Professional Life in Illinois design. Here, we see Lincoln standing before the Illinois State Capitol in Springfield, symbolizing his rise as a respected lawyer and statesman. This design is particularly admired for its strong composition, representing Lincoln's transition from a man of the people to a figure of political importance. Many collectors consider this one of the most striking reverses ever minted on a U.S. penny. The final design in the 2009 series is the Presidency in Washington, D.C. This one shows the partially completed U.S. Capitol dome under construction, an incredibly symbolic image. It reflects the nation itself during Lincoln's presidency, still incomplete and struggling through the Civil War. The dome stands as a metaphor for Lincoln's leadership and the rebuilding of a divided nation. While the designs themselves are a collector's dream, what truly excites numismatists are the variations and errors that exist among these coins. Some 2009 Lincoln pennies were struck with exceptional detail and luster, while others display unique minting mistakes that make them worth far more than their face value. Coins with double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual surface textures are among the most prized by experts. There were 2 main compositions of the 2009 Lincoln cent, the standard copper-plated zinc version made for circulation, and a special 95% copper version produced for collectors in mint sets and proof sets. This difference in metal composition has added another layer of intrigue to these coins, especially since the copper versions tend to have sharper details and deeper color tones. The Philadelphia and Denver mints both produce circulation coins, while the San Francisco mint struck the special proof versions. Each of these carries its own distinct characteristics, and identifying the mint mark is often the first step in determining a coin's rarity. For example, certain 2009 D coins are known for having crisper strikes, while 2009 P examples occasionally show doubling on the date or lettering. Collectors also prize the coins that remain in uncirculated or proof condition. A 2009 Lincoln penny that has never been touched by human hands, still gleaming as the day it was minted, can be worth many times its face value. Proof coins, with their mirror-like finish and frosted details, are especially stunning under magnification, revealing the artistry behind each design. The story of the 2009 Lincoln penny is more than just a tale of metal and minting, it's a reflection of America's spirit. Each reverse tells a chapter of a self-made man's journey from a log cabin to the White House. For history enthusiasts, holding one of these coins feels like holding a piece of Lincoln's story itself, frozen in copper and zinc for future generations to admire. Over time, collectors have noticed that certain 2009 Lincoln cents, especially those with unique die varieties, have skyrocketed in value. Some feature extra lines in the log cabin, misplaced mint marks, or even unusual planchet errors that make them incredibly rare. These coins, though tiny, hold immense value in the eyes of passionate collectors. The 2009 Lincoln cents also marked the end of an era. After that year, the reverse of the penny was permanently changed to the Union Shield design introduced in 2010. That transition makes the 2009 issues a commemorative bridge between Lincoln's 100th anniversary penny from 1909 and the modern shield design that followed. Because of this historical connection, complete sets of all four 2009 reverse designs are highly sought after. Many collectors prefer to display them together, as a symbolic timeline of Lincoln's journey. Proof sets containing the 95% copper versions are especially desirable and often come encased in special mint packaging. Even today, over a decade later, the fascination with the 2009 Lincoln penny continues to grow. People are checking their change, coin rolls, and even old jars of pennies in hopes of finding one of these rare varieties. The thrill of discovery keeps the legend of the 2009 Lincoln cent alive. Some of the rarest finds come from coins struck with early dies that were exceptionally well polished, creating sharp, high-quality impressions. Others show doubling on the date, 2009, or on Lincoln's coat and hands. These minute details may go unnoticed to the untrained eye but are worth a small fortune to coin collectors. In fact, a few 2009 pennies have crossed the auction block for astounding amounts, especially those preserved in pristine condition or showing striking errors. Auction records and private sales continue to surprise the collecting community as new examples are discovered. Experts often recommend looking closely at the coin's surface for unusual features. A die crack, a misplaced mint mark, or even a slightly off-center strike can turn a simple penny into a numismatic treasure. That's why magnifiers and coin albums have become must-have tools for modern collectors. The charm of the 2009 penny lies in its blend of art, history, and mystery. It's a coin that tells a story of a man who shaped a nation and a mint that sought to honor him in the smallest but most enduring way possible. Whether found in circulation or in a collector's set, the 2009 Lincoln penny carries the weight of symbolism. It represents resilience, progress, and the pursuit of knowledge, values that Lincoln himself embodied and that continue to inspire Americans today. Every coin minted that year is a tribute to the idea that greatness can come from humble beginnings. Just as Lincoln rose from a simple log cabin to the highest office in the land, the 2009 penny reminds us that even the smallest things can hold incredible value. It's fascinating how such a tiny piece of copper-plated metal has captured the hearts of collectors worldwide. From school children discovering them in their change to seasoned numismatists studying their fine details under microscopes, the 2009 Lincoln penny has become a modern legend, and as time goes on, its legacy only grows stronger. The coins that survive in immaculate condition will continue to appreciate, serving as both a financial investment and a historical artifact. The best specimens are already commanding remarkable prices in auctions and private collections. If you ever come across a 2009 Lincoln cent with extraordinary detail, a brilliant finish, or a unique error, don't overlook it. What may appear to be an ordinary penny could actually be a small fortune waiting to be recognized. So next time you're sifting through your change, take a closer look at those 2009 pennies. You might just find one of the rarest and most valuable pieces in the entire Lincoln cent series. After all, one particular 2009 Lincoln 1-cent penny has amazed the collecting world by reaching an astonishing value of $74,000. Top 2. The year 2009 stands as a truly remarkable chapter in the story of the United States 1-cent coin, better known as the Lincoln penny. That year marked the bicentennial celebration of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and the United States Mint took the opportunity to create something special, something that would capture the life and legacy of one of America's most beloved presidents. The result was a coin series that didn't just circulate in everyday commerce, it told a story of a man who rose from humble beginnings to shape the destiny of an entire nation. When people think of the Lincoln penny, they usually imagine the classic design that has been in pockets and purses since 1909. But in 2009, something truly unique happened. The mint introduced not one, but 4 different reverse designs for the penny, each representing a different stage in Lincoln's incredible life journey. These coins were more than just money, they were miniature historical portraits, each capturing a piece of the life and character of the 16th President of the United States. The first design in the 2009 series was called Birth and Early Childhood in Kentucky. It beautifully portrays a small log cabin, the kind of humble home where Abraham Lincoln was born in 1809. This design reminds everyone that greatness can rise from the simplest beginnings. The log cabin sits peacefully on the coin's surface, symbolizing Lincoln's modest upbringing and the perseverance that defined his early years. Next came the second design, titled Formative Years in Indiana. This coin captures a young Lincoln sitting on a log, reading a book while holding a tool from his rail-splitting days. It's a picture of determination, a moment that symbolizes the power of education, hard work, and ambition. It tells the story of a boy who would one day lead a divided nation back to unity through intelligence, compassion, and courage. The third reverse design was known as Professional Life in Illinois. It features Lincoln standing before the Illinois state capitol in Springfield, marking his years as a successful lawyer and state legislator. This was the period when Lincoln's voice began to shape political thought, when his leadership and eloquence began to shine. The detailed depiction of Lincoln on this coin gives it a refined and dignified look, making it one of the favorites among collectors. Finally, the fourth and last design was Presidency in Washington, D.C. This one stands out because it shows the U.S. Capitol building under construction. The incomplete dome perfectly symbolizes Lincoln's time as president during the Civil War, an era of rebuilding, struggle, and transformation. It's a design rich in symbolism, representing hope and progress even in times of great adversity. These 4 designs together tell the complete story of Abraham Lincoln's life, from his birth to his presidency. Collectors often see the 2009 Penny series as a tribute not just to Lincoln, but to the American dream itself. Each coin speaks of growth, perseverance, and vision, values that continue to define the spirit of the nation today. What adds even more fascination to the 2009 Lincoln Penny series is the fact that they were made in 2 distinct compositions. The regular circulating coins were struck from copper-plated zinc, while the collector editions, found in special mint and proof sets, were made from 95% copper, just like the original 1909 Lincoln cents. This difference in metal content makes the copper versions especially sought after by serious collectors. The Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints all contributed to producing these coins. Philadelphia and Denver made the regular business strikes, while San Francisco produced the proof versions. Proof coins, with their glossy mirror finish and sharp details, are among the most beautiful examples of the 2009 penny designs. Each proof coin is carefully struck multiple times to bring out every intricate line, making them miniature masterpieces of minting art. But not all 2009 pennies are created equal. Some have distinct errors that make them extremely valuable. There are coins with double die reverses, off-center strikes, and other unique imperfections that occurred during the minting process. These rare variations have turned ordinary pennies into coins worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. One of the most famous errors involves extra lines or doubling visible on Lincoln's hands or on the log he sits on in the Formative Years design. Some collectors have found these double die errors and sold them for astonishing prices at coin shows and online auctions. It's an exciting reminder that even the smallest coin can hide a treasure waiting to be discovered. The 2009 Lincoln penny also marked the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent series itself. Since 1909, the penny had carried Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. So in 2009, it was both a celebration of Lincoln's 200th birthday and the coin's own century-long history, a double milestone that made these pennies historically significant from the moment they were struck. Because of their commemorative nature, collectors across the United States rushed to gather all 4 designs, hoping to assemble complete sets. Some even stored rolls of uncirculated 2009 pennies, anticipating that their value would rise over time, and they were absolutely right. The coin's connection to Lincoln's life, combined with their limited release, ensured that they became instant favorites among numismatists. What makes these pennies even more appealing is their educational and emotional value. They are small storytellers, capturing Lincoln's journey through visual symbolism. They show where he came from, what he achieved, and how he changed the course of American history. Holding all 4 coins together is like reading a miniature biography of Abraham Lincoln. Over the years, collectors have paid close attention to coin grading when evaluating 2009 Lincoln cents. A coin's grade, its level of preservation, can make a tremendous difference in value. A flawless example with no marks or blemishes, especially one graded as mint state or proof 70, can command a premium price. Such coins are considered perfect by experts and are often sealed in protective cases to preserve their beauty. Interestingly, not all 2009 pennies were easy to find in circulation. Many people kept them as souvenirs, and fewer made their way into everyday use compared to other years. This relative scarcity only added to their appeal, particularly for those searching through rolls of coins to find high-quality examples or rare mint errors. Even today, collectors continue to uncover 2009 Lincoln pennies with rare characteristics, coins that display doubled dies, unusual color tones, or striking luster. Some examples show proof-like surfaces even though they were meant for circulation, making them special finds. These subtle variations excite the coin-collecting community, where the thrill of discovery never fades. The artistry behind the 2009 Lincoln cent designs deserves admiration as well. Every line, every shadow, every architectural detail of the Capitol or Lincoln's cabin was crafted with precision. The engravers at the U.S. Mint poured their talent into making sure that these coins would stand as lasting tributes to America's 16th president. For educators and historians, the 2009 pennies have also become tools for teaching about Lincoln's life. Teachers often use them in classrooms to explain how a single coin can reflect moments in American history. Young collectors, too, often start their journey into numismatics by collecting the 2009 Lincoln cents, drawn by their beauty and story. Auction houses have seen impressive results for top-quality 2009 pennies. When a rare error coin or a perfect proof appears, it attracts fierce bidding among collectors. The value of these coins continues to climb, especially for those in immaculate condition or with striking minting varieties. Even though the penny might seem small and insignificant in the modern economy, the 2009 Lincoln cent proves that some of the most meaningful treasures come in the smallest forms. It's a coin that connects Americans to their history, their ideals, and their shared admiration for Abraham Lincoln. The legacy of the 2009 penny also paved the way for the new Union Shield reverse design introduced in 2010. That transition marked the end of the Lincoln Bicentennial series, but it ensured that the 2009 issues would always remain special, unique commemoratives of an unforgettable year. Every time someone discovers a gleaming 2009 penny in their change, they're holding a tiny piece of history. And for those who know what to look for, special mint marks, errors, and pristine finishes, these coins can turn out to be far more valuable than anyone would imagine. Collectors often say that finding a rare 2009 Lincoln penny feels like unearthing a little piece of the past. It's a direct connection to Lincoln's enduring story, a reminder of where America came from and the values that built it. That sense of discovery keeps the excitement alive year after year. So if you ever come across a 2009 Lincoln 1-cent penny, don't just spend it without a second thought. Take a moment to study it. Look at the details, the mint mark, and the design. You could be holding a piece of art, a fragment of history, and maybe even something far more valuable than you'd expect, because somewhere out there, among the millions of 2009 pennies still in circulation, there are rare examples that have stunned collectors with their worth. One of these extraordinary coins, preserved in exceptional condition and featuring unique characteristics, has reached a breathtaking value of $70,000. Top 3. The year 2009 was no ordinary year for the United States 1-cent penny. It was a moment in time when the Mint decided to honor one of the greatest leaders in American history, Abraham Lincoln, in a way that had never been done before. This wasn't just another coin, it was a celebration, a historical tribute, and a story of American spirit struck in shining copper. The 2009 Lincoln 1-cent penny became more than currency, it became a piece of art that carried the soul of a nation. When collectors look at the 2009 penny, they don't just see a coin, they see a journey. That year marked the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent itself, first introduced in 1909. To commemorate this milestone, the United States Mint released 4 unique reverse designs, each one portraying a different stage of Lincoln's life. Together, they tell a story of perseverance, education, leadership, and legacy. The first design is called Birth and Early Childhood in Kentucky. This coin takes us back to the very beginning, depicting a modest log cabin, the place where Abraham Lincoln was born. The simple structure symbolizes hope and humility. Every time collectors hold this coin, they are reminded that one of the greatest men in history started his life in the simplest of settings. The second design in the series, Formative Years in Indiana, shows a young Lincoln sitting on a log, reading a book while taking a break from working with his hands. It's a powerful image of curiosity and learning, an image that tells us how knowledge can shape destiny. This design captures Lincoln's hunger for education and his dream of bettering himself through hard work and study. The third design, Professional Life in Illinois, moves the story forward. It shows Lincoln standing before the Illinois State Capitol building in Springfield, representing his years as a lawyer and statesman. Here, he began shaping his beliefs, refining his words, and preparing for the challenges that lay ahead. This stage of his life reflects his transformation from a young man with ambition to a true leader of the people. The final design, Presidency in Washington, D.C., features the U.S. Capitol under construction. This unfinished dome stands as a metaphor for Lincoln's presidency, a time when the nation itself was divided and being rebuilt. It's a design rich with symbolism, representing growth, hope, and the ongoing effort to perfect the American Union. Each of these designs was created with incredible attention to detail, capturing the very essence of Lincoln's journey. Collectors often describe the 2009 Lincoln penny as a visual biography, a story told through 4 tiny windows of time, each revealing another layer of Lincoln's character and contribution to history. But beyond the beauty of the designs lies something even more fascinating: the variations, mint marks, and errors that have made the 2009 pennies among the most sought-after coins in modern collecting. Not all 2009 pennies are equal. Some were struck in Philadelphia, others in Denver, and a few in San Francisco. Each mint used slightly different techniques, resulting in small but noticeable differences that collectors love to study. The Philadelphia mint coins have no mint mark, the Denver ones bear a small D, and the San Francisco versions were made as proof coins with brilliant, mirror-like finishes intended for collectors. These proof coins, struck multiple times for precision, show the designs in incredible clarity, almost like miniature sculptures. In addition to different mint marks, the 2009 pennies were made from 2 distinct metal compositions. Regular circulation pennies were struck from copper-plated zinc, while the collector editions were made from 95% copper, just like the original 1909 Lincoln cents. This small detail makes a huge difference in value, as the copper coins are rarer and more desirable among collectors. Over time, the 2009 Lincoln cent has become a favorite among coin enthusiasts not only for its artistic value but also for the potential hidden treasures it holds. Certain coins display doubling errors, off-center strikes, or even extra design details that make them incredibly rare. These errors are unintentional, but they transform an ordinary penny into a valuable discovery. For example, in the Formative Years design, some coins show doubling on Lincoln's hands or the book he's holding. Others display minor variations in the log texture or lettering. These small details can dramatically increase a coin's value. For collectors, finding one of these rare varieties is like striking gold. The 2009 Lincoln pennies also carry emotional and historical significance. They were the last coins in the long line of Lincoln cent commemorations before the reverse was changed to the Union Shield design in 2010. That makes them a symbolic bridge between the past and the present, the perfect tribute to Lincoln's enduring legacy. Coin enthusiasts often collect the entire set of 4 designs to showcase the full journey of Lincoln's life. Displayed together, the coins tell an inspiring story, from the log cabin in Kentucky to the halls of Washington, D.C. Many collectors say these coins don't just represent Lincoln's life, they represent the American dream itself. As the years have passed, finding pristine examples of the 2009 penny has become increasingly difficult. Most circulated coins have scratches and wear from years of use, but the few that remain untouched or are preserved in proof condition have become highly valuable. Graded coins, especially those certified as Mint State 69 or Mint State 70, can fetch impressive prices at auctions. Another reason these coins continue to fascinate collectors is their connection to history. Every 2009 penny serves as a reminder of Lincoln's principles: honesty, hard work, and unity. It's remarkable how much meaning can be contained within a single cent. The story behind these coins is also one of passion. When they were first released, people across the country lined up at banks and coin shops to get their hands on them. Children started collecting them, teachers used them in history lessons, and coin enthusiasts began carefully examining each one for errors. The excitement was unlike anything seen in modern coin collecting. To this day, people continue searching through rolls of 2009 pennies, hoping to find a rare version that could be worth far more than a cent. Some have found coins with dramatic die cracks, misaligned strikes, or missing details, all of which can raise their value significantly. What makes the 2009 penny so captivating is how it connects everyone who touches it to Lincoln's story. It's a reminder that even something as small as a coin can carry great meaning and, at times, great value. Each one represents the journey from humble beginnings to greatness, a theme that resonates deeply with collectors and history lovers alike. Beyond collectors, investors have also taken notice. High-grade or error 2009 Lincoln pennies have sold for remarkable amounts at auctions, and demand continues to grow as new varieties are discovered. The coin's significance, rarity, and symbolic power make it a timeless piece in American numismatic history. Numismatists often say that the 2009 penny is a perfect blend of art, history, and mystery. It's not just a coin, it's a story in metal. Every line of Lincoln's figure, every brick of the log cabin, and every architectural detail of the Capitol dome was crafted with meaning. For those who appreciate history, the 2009 Lincoln penny offers a glimpse into America's identity. It reminds us of a man who fought for equality, led through crisis, and inspired generations to believe that integrity and hard work could overcome any obstacle. As more time passes, the 2009 Lincoln cent becomes rarer in pristine condition, especially those struck with unique minting characteristics. Some of these rare examples have stunned collectors and fetched incredible prices in the coin market. That it's always worth taking a second look at your change, your old jars of pennies, or your childhood coin albums. Hidden among them might be one of these historical treasures waiting to be rediscovered. Every collector's dream is to find that one special coin that tells a story unlike any other, and for many, the 2009 Lincoln penny is exactly that coin. It's more than metal, it's memory, heritage, and inspiration all in one. And remarkably, among the millions of 2009 Lincoln 1-cent pennies struck, there exists a rare specimen so exceptional in condition and detail that it has been valued at an astonishing $72,000. Top 4. The year 1980 may seem like just another year in the long timeline of the Lincoln penny, but for collectors, it holds a story filled with hidden treasures, minting secrets, and unexpected value. The 1980 United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny, though small and simple in appearance, has proven to be one of the most fascinating coins for numismatists and enthusiasts alike. Behind its copper shine lies a history of transition, change, and the occasional minting surprise that can turn an ordinary penny into a small fortune. When you first hold a 1980 Lincoln penny, you might see it as just another common coin, something easily overlooked. Yet, for serious collectors, this particular year stands out because it marks the last era of pennies made before major changes swept through the U.S. Mint in the following decade. It represents the closing chapter of an era when American coins were still primarily made from copper, a metal that would soon become too costly to use extensively. The 1980 penny carries the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that has remained one of the longest running in American history. Sculpted by Victor David Brenner in 1909, Lincoln's dignified profile has graced the penny for over a century. On the 1980 issue, his image still carries the deep, detailed look that makes these older coins so admired. The word "Liberty" stands proudly beside his image, accompanied by the year, 1980, and the mint mark beneath it. On the reverse side, the 1980 Lincoln penny features the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was first introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The memorial's intricate detail, including the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside, continues to amaze collectors when viewed under magnification. The words "United States of America" curve gracefully along the top, and the motto "E Pluribus Unum" appears just above the structure, while millions of these pennies were minted across the country, the ones that have survived in pristine condition or contain rare minting errors are worth far more than 1 cent. That's where the story becomes truly exciting. Collectors know that among the billions of coins produced each year, a handful always slip through with minor imperfections, small mistakes that transform them into valuable collectibles. In 1980, 3 primary mints struck Lincoln cents: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint added its own mark to the coin, with the P mint mark notably absent since Philadelphia coins traditionally bore none, while Denver used the D and San Francisco used the S. But what makes the 1980 pennies particularly intriguing are the variations and striking anomalies that came from these facilities. Some 1980 pennies from the Philadelphia Mint were struck with slightly doubled features, especially noticeable on the word Liberty or the date. Known as double die errors, these coins can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the severity of the doubling and the condition of the coin. For collectors, spotting one of these is like discovering buried treasure. Denver minted 1980 pennies are also famous for their strong, bold strikes, but certain examples reveal tiny minting flaws, die cracks or misaligned strikes, that can increase their value dramatically. Even a small imperfection can turn a regular penny into a sought-after collectible, especially when it's preserved in near-perfect condition. San Francisco, on the other hand, produced the proof versions of the 1980 penny. These were not meant for circulation, instead, they were crafted for collectors with special care and precision. Proof coins feature mirror-like surfaces and frosted details, making them some of the most visually stunning coins the mint has ever released. A flawless proof 1980s Lincoln penny can command impressive prices among collectors who crave perfection. The 1980 penny was composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, the traditional mixture that had been used since the early 1960s. This was before the mint switched to the modern copper-plated zinc composition in 1982. Because of this, every genuine 1980 penny holds more intrinsic value in metal content than its face value, though it's illegal to melt them down for profit. Still, this copper composition adds to their appeal for traditional collectors who value the bold metal feel of vintage coins. Over the decades, millions of 1980 pennies have disappeared from circulation, either worn away by time or tucked away by collectors who recognized their potential early on. Those that remain in uncirculated or mint state condition are becoming increasingly rare, especially those that have maintained their original luster. Some of the most prized 1980 pennies are those that exhibit bright, reflective red coloring, known in the collecting world as red or RD coins. These are coins that have been carefully preserved, never touched by human hands, and kept in pristine storage. The more vivid the red shine, the higher the coin's value climbs in grading and collector demand. Coin grading plays an essential role in determining the value of a 1980 Lincoln penny. Grading services such as PCGS and NGC carefully inspect each coin, assessing its surface, color, and strike quality. A 1980 penny graded, mint state 67 red or higher is an extraordinary find and can easily fetch thousands at auction due to its near-perfect preservation. Another element that makes the 1980 penny captivating is its historical placement. It represents a time when American coinage was bridging old traditions and modern methods. It was an era of technological advancement in minting, yet one that still held on to classic designs and craftsmanship. The 1980 penny stands as a symbol of that balance between progress and heritage. Collectors have also reported rare varieties such as off-center strikes, broad strikes, and coins struck on the wrong planchets, rare mistakes that can send a coin's value soaring. Imagine finding a 1980 penny accidentally struck on a dime planchet or one with a misaligned die. Such coins have sold for thousands at major auctions. There's also an interesting cultural nostalgia attached to the 1980 penny. For many, it's a coin that carries memories of a different America, a time of change, creativity, and economic shifts. Holding a 1980 penny feels like holding a small piece of that era, a connection to the everyday lives and pockets of millions of Americans. The Lincoln cent has always been more than just money, it's a symbol of endurance. From the depths of the Great Depression to the dawn of the digital age, the penny has remained a constant presence in American life. And the 1980 edition, with its strong copper composition and beautiful design, continues that proud legacy. Collectors continue to be amazed by how much these small coins can reveal. Every mint mark, every faint scratch, every tiny imperfection tells a story about how the coin was made and where it has traveled. It's this storytelling aspect that makes collecting the 1980 Lincoln penny such an exciting pursuit. The value of the 1980 penny depends on many factors: mint mark, condition, rarity, and even luck. Some have been sold for modest sums, while others have shocked collectors by reaching astounding prices at auctions. Those preserved in their original brilliance, or carrying special errors, are the ones that truly stand out. People who started coin collecting as a simple hobby have found life-changing surprises in their coin jars, with rare 1980 pennies hiding among common change. That's the thrill of coin collecting, never knowing when an extraordinary piece of history will turn up right in your hands. Experts often recommend checking your 1980 pennies under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look for strong details, clean fields, and possible doubling or die cracks. These small details could make the difference between an ordinary coin and one worth thousands of dollars. For those who appreciate history and craftsmanship, the 1980 Lincoln penny is more than a collectible, it's a symbol of the enduring American story. It reminds us that greatness often comes from the smallest things, just as Lincoln himself rose from humble beginnings to achieve extraordinary heights. And for anyone lucky enough to discover one of the rarest examples, perfectly preserved and bearing unique minting characteristics, the reward can be beyond imagination. Because among these small copper treasures, there exists a 1980 Lincoln 1-cent penny valued at an incredible $130,000. Top 5. The 1981 United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny might look like an ordinary coin at first glance, but beneath its copper shine lies an incredible story of transition, craftsmanship, and hidden value. For coin collectors and history enthusiasts, the 1981 penny represents a fascinating turning point in American coinage, a year that quietly bridged the end of an era. It's a coin that carries both historical weight and the potential for astonishing value in the world of numismatics. The year 1981 marked one of the last times that the classic copper composition would be used in the Lincoln cent. After more than 2 decades of minting pennies from 95% copper and 5% zinc, the U.S. Mint was preparing to make a major change. The cost of copper was rising rapidly, and by 1982, the composition of the penny would shift to copper-plated zinc. That makes the 1981 penny one of the final full copper issues in American history, which alone adds a layer of significance for collectors. Abraham Lincoln's familiar portrait appears on the obverse of the 1981 penny, just as it has since 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this iconic image shows Lincoln facing right, with a calm and dignified expression that captures his strength and wisdom. Around the edges, the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 1981, are struck in bold lettering. Depending on the mint that produced it, the coin might also bear a small mint mark below the date, an S for San Francisco, D for Denver, or no mark at all for Philadelphia. The reverse of the 1981 Lincoln penny features the Lincoln Memorial, a design created by Frank Gasparo in 1959. This design replaced the original wheat ears motif and celebrates Lincoln's enduring legacy as a unifying figure in American history. If you look closely, even the statue of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial can be seen, a tiny but impressive detail that demonstrates the incredible precision of the mint's engraving work. While billions of 1981 pennies were produced, only a small number have survived in pristine condition. Many entered circulation and suffered wear and scratches, losing their mint luster. However, a few exceptional examples, preserved carefully from the moment they were struck, remain as bright and detailed as the day they were made. These flawless coins are the ones collectors dream about, the ones that can reach unbelievable prices in the marketplace. The 1981 Lincoln penny was struck at 3 mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia coins have no mint mark, the Denver issues bear a small D, and the San Francisco coins were produced as proofs for collectors. Each of these coins carries unique characteristics that affect its rarity and value. The San Francisco proof coins are especially admired for their mirror-like fields and frosted details. They were struck multiple times to achieve sharpness and depth, making them far superior in appearance to regular business strike pennies. A perfect proof coin from 1981, yes, particularly with flawless surfaces and deep cameo contrast, is one of the most beautiful pieces ever created by the U.S. Mint. But what truly makes the 1981 penny special to collectors are the small variations that exist among them. Some coins have slight doubling on the letters or numbers, while others were struck with older dies that created subtle differences in the design. The 1981 S-proof penny, for example, is famous for having two distinct varieties, the Type 1 and Type 2 mint marks. The Type 1 1981 S-proof features a mint mark that appears filled and blurry, while the Type 2 mint mark is much clearer and sharper. Collectors highly value the Type 2 proof because it was the first to use the new, refined mint mark style that would continue into 1982. Finding a 1981 S-Type 2 proof in pristine condition can be a thrilling and rewarding discovery. Meanwhile, the business strike 1981 pennies from Philadelphia and Denver are also worth examining closely. Some have die cracks, off-center strikes, or even double die errors, rare mistakes that occurred during the minting process. These small imperfections, when verified by experts, can elevate a penny's value from a few cents to thousands of dollars. Because 1981 was the last full year of copper pennies before the switch to zinc, collectors often view it as the end of an era. Every 1981 penny contains about 2.9 grams of copper, and while the metal value alone is small, the historical and collectible value can be enormous, especially for coins in mint state grades .in high grades. The 1981 Lincoln penny shines with a warm, reddish-orange glow known as red in the numismatic world. Coins are graded based on their color as well as their condition, and a bright red copper coin that has never been exposed to air or handling is significantly more valuable than one that has toned to brown. Collectors and investors alike hunt for these red 1981 pennies, particularly those graded MS67 or higher. These coins show perfect surfaces, full strikes, and brilliant color, qualities that make them true masterpieces of American minting. The allure of the 1981 penny also comes from its nostalgia. It's a coin that many Americans remember seeing in their childhood piggy banks, lunch money, and family change jars. Today, people are rediscovering these pennies and realizing that some of them are worth far more than anyone could have imagined. Coin dealers and grading services have confirmed that certain 1981 pennies, especially those with unique minting characteristics, have fetched staggering amounts at auction. These rare coins are often graded by professional organizations such as PCGS or NGC, which authenticate their condition and assign a grade based on meticulous inspection. The proof versions, particularly the Type 2 1981 S, have gained legendary status among collectors for their rarity and exceptional beauty. Their sharp mint marks and mirror-like brilliance make them some of the most desirable proof coins of the Lincoln Memorial series. It's also fascinating to note that the 1981 penny is one of the few coins that bridges two important eras in American minting, the long-standing copper era and the upcoming zinc era that began in 1982. This transitional point gives the coin both historical and technical importance. Collectors see the 1981 penny as a symbol of endurance, representing how even the smallest denominations can hold stories of change and craftsmanship. Each coin tells a tale, not only of the man it honors, Abraham Lincoln, but also of the era it was born in, when the value of metal, artistry, and heritage converged in a single cent. Over time, the market for rare Lincoln cents has only grown stronger. As more collectors seek out the finest examples of older pennies, the demand for 1981 issues has surged. The best preserved examples continue to command attention and respect in numismatic circles around the world. Some 1981 Lincoln pennies also display interesting toning patterns, natural color changes caused by age and oxidation. When these tones appear in vibrant hues of red, blue, or gold, they can make a coin even more appealing to collectors who value originality and beauty. If you ever come across a 1981 penny that looks unusually sharp, brightly colored, or slightly different, don't dismiss it too quickly. It might just be one of those rare gems that collectors dream about finding, a coin that seems ordinary to most but is, in reality, a treasure. The joy of collecting coins like the 1981 penny lies in the thrill of discovery. Every coin tells a piece of history, and with patience and a keen eye, you might uncover a rare and valuable specimen that has been hiding in plain sight for decades. Whether you're new to collecting or a seasoned expert, the 1981 Lincoln 1-cent penny remains a cornerstone of any serious collection. It connects the past and present, carrying forward the legacy of Lincoln and the artistry of the U.S. Mint, and for those who have been lucky enough to uncover one of the rarest examples, flawless, copper bright, and bearing unique minting traits, the reward has been truly remarkable. Because among the rarest of all, a single 1981 Lincoln 1-cent penny has reached an astounding value of $116,000. Top 6. The 1994 United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny might seem like just another common coin you could find in your pocket or in a jar of change. But behind its familiar coppery face lies an incredible story of craftsmanship, subtle variations, and hidden treasures that make some of these humble cents worth a fortune. It's a coin that reminds us that history, art, and luck often come together in the most unexpected places, sometimes right in the palm of your hand. When the 1994 Lincoln penny rolled out of the U.S. Mint, it carried more than just its tiny monetary value. It carried the legacy of one of America's most admired presidents, Abraham Lincoln, whose portrait had adorned the cent since 1909. By 1994, the Lincoln penny had already seen decades of design changes, material transitions, and technological improvements, yet it remained one of the most recognized and beloved coins in the world. The obverse, or front side, of the 1994 penny features Victor David Brenner's timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the same design first introduced to honor his 100th birthday. The details of Lincoln's face, his thoughtful expression, the texture of his hair, and the folds of his collar, are all captured with remarkable precision. Around him, the words, "In God We Trust," crown the top, "Liberty" rests to the left, and the date, 1994, sits proudly to the right. Beneath the date, you may find a small letter indicating where the coin was minted. A D represents the Denver Mint, and a lack of a mint mark means it came from Philadelphia. Both locations produced hundreds of millions of these coins, but not all were created equal. Among these billions of pennies, a few emerged with unique flaws and traits that transformed them from common currency into valuable collectibles. On the reverse of the coin, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, an image that had been the penny's reverse design since 1959. Designed by Frank Gasparo, it perfectly symbolizes Lincoln's enduring influence on the nation. The words, "United States of America," arc across the top, "E pluribus unum" sits just below, and the denomination, 1 cent, stretches across the bottom. Look closely, and you'll even see the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, a miniature work of art within the coin itself. The 1994 penny was struck from copper-plated zinc, continuing the composition change that began in 1982. The core is 97.5% zinc, covered with a thin layer of copper, giving it that familiar reddish-brown tone. Though it looks similar to older copper pennies, its lighter weight and different sound reveal the quiet transformation that had taken place in the 1980s. For collectors, 1994 holds special interest because of its connection to transitional minting technology. During this period, the U.S. Mint had fully embraced modernized die making and plating techniques, yet minor imperfections still managed to sneak through. Some 1994 pennies display faint doubling on the date or lettering, while others have plating errors, die cracks, or off-center strikes. These rare variations are what drive collectors to inspect every 1994 penny they come across. Among the most exciting finds are the 1994 double die obverse varieties. These coins show a subtle doubling on the words, "Liberty," or the numbers in the date, visible under magnification. When authenticated by grading services like PCGS or NGC, these coins can command prices far beyond their face value. Another category that intrigues collectors is the broad strike or off-center 1994 penny. These coins were struck improperly when the coin wasn't perfectly centered between the dies. The result is a penny with a distorted shape or missing portions of its rim, errors that make each example one of a kind. Then there are plating errors, where the copper layer didn't fully adhere to the zinc core. In some cases, portions of the silver-colored zinc show through, creating a two-tone effect that's striking to the eye and highly desirable to specialists. These kinds of minting flaws are accidental works of art that capture the imperfections of human and mechanical craftsmanship. The Philadelphia Mint produced the majority of 1994 pennies, with billions of coins released for everyday use. Denver's mintage was also immense, ensuring the 1994 penny became a familiar sight across the nation. However, not all of these coins were treated equally. Many circulated for years, getting scratched, worn, and tarnished. Only a handful were preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition, sealed away in rolls or mint sets. It's those untouched examples, especially those graded MS-67 or higher, that attract the attention of serious collectors. Their glowing red color, sharp details, and flawless fields make them stand out as truly exceptional pieces. Even though they are technically modern coins, their beauty and rarity can push their value into astonishing territory. Proof versions of the 1994 penny were also struck at the San Francisco Mint, marked by an S. These proof coins were made specifically for collectors using polished dies and planchets, giving them mirror-like surfaces and frosted designs. When you tilt one under light, it gleams with a brilliance that ordinary pennies simply can't match. The proof 1994 S Lincoln penny is often found in mint sets, but finding one with perfect contrast and without even a single imperfection is rare. These coins are graded as deep cameo or ultra cameo, and top examples are known to sell for impressive sums at major auctions. In the world of numismatics, condition is everything. A single grade point difference, say, from MS-66 to MS-67, can mean a difference of hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The top population coins, the very best of their kind, are highly sought after because there are so few of them in existence. Collectors also love the 1994 penny because it represents the steady continuation of America's most enduring coin design. The Lincoln cent, despite being over a century old by that time, still stood strong in circulation. It had become more than just money. It was a cultural icon, a piece of history that every American touched. Every 1994 penny carries with it the story of America's economy, its artistry, and its technological evolution. It connects generations, bridging the early 20th century ideals of craftsmanship with the modern precision of the U.S. Mint's machinery, and while most 1994 pennies are worth just a cent, a few have defied all odds. Certain examples, because of their pristine state, unique minting errors, or eye-catching brilliance, have fetched staggering amounts when they surfaced in the collector's market. Imagine the thrill of finding one of these treasures, a coin that has survived decades without a single mark, still gleaming as though it left the mint yesterday. It's the kind of discovery that turns an everyday object into a historical artifact, and an ordinary moment into an unforgettable one. The 1994 Lincoln penny reminds us that not all valuable things come in gold or silver. Sometimes, a small copper-colored coin, overlooked by millions, holds immense worth because of its perfection and rarity. For numismatists, the 1994 penny continues to be a coin of fascination, offering endless opportunities for discovery and study. It's a reminder that patience, knowledge, and a sharp eye can uncover treasures hidden in plain sight. Even now, collectors around the world scour rolls of pennies, searching for that flawless example or that elusive mint error that could change everything. It's a pursuit that blends curiosity with history, turning ordinary change into extraordinary stories, and as history has shown, the Lincoln penny never ceases to surprise us. Each year and each variation carries its own legacy, and the 1994 issue is no exception. It's a coin that bridges the past and the present, honoring Lincoln's enduring spirit while captivating collectors with its quiet elegance. So, the next time you spot a 1994 penny in your change, take a closer look. It might just be one of those special coins, an unassuming masterpiece that survived the test of time. Because somewhere out there, one extraordinary 1994 Lincoln 1-cent penny has reached an incredible value of $88,000. Top 7. The 1995 United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny might look like an ordinary coin at first glance, but it carries one of the most fascinating stories in modern American numismatics. This tiny copper-colored coin, often overlooked in spare change, has captured the attention of collectors and historians alike. Behind its modest design lies a legacy of precision, pride, and a few rare surprises that make certain examples incredibly valuable. When the U.S. Mint struck the 1995 penny, it had already been nearly a century since the first Lincoln cent appeared in 1909. The coin had become a true American icon, familiar to every generation. By 1995, it wasn't just a piece of currency, it was a symbol of heritage and history, carrying the image of one of the nation's greatest presidents. The obverse of the 1995 penny features the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner. The detail of Lincoln's face, his thoughtful gaze, and the lines of his suit are all crafted with remarkable artistry. Above him are the words, "In God We Trust," while the word "Liberty" appears to his left and the date, 1995, sits to his right. Beneath the date, you might notice a small mint mark, depending on where the coin was made. That if you find a D below the date, your coin was minted in Denver. If there's no mint mark at all, it was struck in Philadelphia. Both mints produced hundreds of millions of these pennies, ensuring they became part of everyday American life. But among those billions of coins, a few were struck with remarkable precision, or with fascinating errors, that would one day make them highly sought after by collectors. The reverse side of the 1995 penny displays the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. This reverse design had adorned the penny since 1959, replacing the earlier wheat ears design. It's a powerful image, symbolizing Lincoln's enduring legacy and the unity of a nation. If you look closely, you can even see the tiny figure of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial, a small yet stunning detail often missed by the naked eye. By 1995, the composition of the Lincoln cent was primarily zinc, with a thin copper plating. This change had occurred back in 1982 when rising copper prices made it too expensive to continue producing solid copper pennies. Despite the switch, the penny retained its traditional reddish tone and iconic design. However, 1995 became a year of particular fascination in the world of coin collecting because of one very special variety, the 1995 double-die obverse penny. This variety features a striking doubling effect on the obverse side, especially visible in the inscriptions, Liberty and, In God We Trust. The letters appear slightly shadowed or doubled, creating a unique and unmistakable look that collectors prize above all else. This doubling was not a simple minting flaw but rather the result of a die that was improperly manufactured. When the working die was created, it received two impressions that were slightly misaligned, causing the doubling effect on the finished coins. Once these coins entered circulation, they instantly captured the attention of the numismatic community. The 1995 double-die penny quickly became one of the most popular modern-era coins ever discovered. Unlike earlier double dies that were rare and limited, this one was produced in fairly large numbers, making it accessible enough for collectors to find, but still rare enough to be valuable in high grades. That if you ever hold a 1995 penny in your hand, take a moment to examine the lettering carefully. Under good lighting or with a magnifying glass, you might notice the distinct doubling effect that sets the 1995 double die apart from regular issues. It's a small detail that turns an everyday coin into a piece of minting history. The excitement surrounding the 1995 double-die penny reignited public interest in coin collecting. News of this era variety spread rapidly, and thousands of people began checking their pocket change in hopes of finding one. It was a thrilling reminder that even in the age of modern minting technology, surprises could still happen. For collectors, the condition of a coin is everything. A circulated 1995 double-die penny may be worth a modest sum, but an uncirculated example with brilliant color and flawless surfaces can reach truly impressive values. Coins graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC are especially prized. The Denver Mint also produced its share of 1995 pennies, though the famous double-die variety is found only on the Philadelphia issues. Still, even Denver-struck coins in perfect mint condition can command significant interest from collectors due to their exceptional luster and strike quality. Proof versions of the 1995 Lincoln cent were produced at the San Francisco Mint, bearing the S mint mark. These proof coins were made specifically for collectors using polished dies and planchets, resulting in a mirror-like background and frosted details. The beauty of a deep cameo proof from 1995 S is truly breathtaking. A blend of craftsmanship and perfection that the mint has long been known for. When these proof coins are graded PR70 deep cameo, meaning they are absolutely flawless even under magnification, their value can skyrocket. Such pieces represent the very best of modern coin production and are treasured by collectors around the world. The 1995 penny, therefore, represents more than just another year in the Lincoln cent series. It marks a moment when modern minting technology and classic design intersected, producing one of the most memorable varieties in American numismatic history. Each 1995 penny tells a story of precision, human error, and the enduring charm of a simple coin that has touched millions of hands. Whether it's the standard issue or the rare double die, every one of these pennies is a testament to the artistry of coinage and the legacy of Abraham Lincoln. The thrill of discovering a 1995 double die penny in circulation is something collectors still talk about today. It's the type of find that turns a casual hobby into a lifelong passion, where a coin worth 1 cent suddenly reveals itself to be a valuable artifact. Beyond its rarity, the 1995 penny also stands out for its nostalgic significance. Many people remember finding these pennies in their childhood change, not realizing they might be holding a small piece of American minting history. Over time, collectors have come to appreciate the 1995 penny not only for its famous era but also for its place in the broader story of the Lincoln cent. It bridges the gap between the traditional craftsmanship of the early 20th century and the modern minting technology of today, and though billions were produced, only a few have survived in pristine condition, untouched, uncirculated, and glowing with that original copper brilliance that collectors prize. These are the coins that command the highest attention and admiration in numismatic circles. The Lincoln penny has always been more than just a coin, it's a symbol of resilience and unity. From its introduction in 1909 to the 1995 issue, it has carried the face of a man whose values shaped a nation. That enduring connection gives every penny a layer of meaning far beyond its face value. Whether you're a serious collector or just someone who enjoys the thrill of the hunt, the 1995 Lincoln 1-cent penny is a coin worth learning about, searching for, and appreciating. It's a perfect reminder that history often hides in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by those who look closely enough, and sometimes, the reward for that careful observation is not just knowledge or satisfaction, but something far more tangible. Because among the rarest and most valuable examples, a single 1995 United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny has reached an astonishing worth of $85,000.